Welcome back. As we wrap 2024, we are finding out about marketing trends that shaped the year on Meta India platforms from Arun Srinivas, Director and Head Ads Business India at Meta. He says that from widespread adoption of Reels, AI, and business messaging to the growing impact of brand creator partnerships, Meta platforms became a vital tool for redefining audience engagement. This year, Meta was hosting its inaugural Meta Festival India, and I caught up with Arun on the sidelines of this festival to get an understanding on what should marketers prep for stepping into 2025. Arun, as we wrap 2024, what are some of the trends that shaped, how brands use Meta platforms to advertise and market their offerings?
First thing I'll begin with is Reels and creators, right? So India is now actually the country with the most number of Reels produced on a daily basis. So we are literally the content powerhouse. And I guess behind that clearly is the advent of the creator ecosystem, which again is the largest in the whole world. So clearly I think creators are creating more and more content, which obviously users are lapping up, and these are across genres, right? Be it travel, food, beauty, auto, tech, etc. And clearly, this is what businesses are leveraging, in terms of as a new voice, an authentic voice to, amplify their own offerings. So this is one major trend we see. The second clearly is around AI, and everything AI. So be it Gen AI in terms of usage by a lot of businesses already on their creative side. And we are clearly seeing impact as well because in fact last quarter I think in the earnings we declared that more than 1 million businesses use Gen AI creatives, and these have actually propelled more than 11% decrease in cost per action, at a global level after people have started using Gen AI creatives. And AI actually being the bedrock, I think, of, the whole ecosystem, right? So AI playing a very stellar role in terms of how users see content and equally businesses leveraging AI tools. So that's really the second big trend. And the third, of course, continues to be messaging, which continues to grow leaps and bounds in this country.
Yeah, when you spoke about creators and influencer marketing has been big over the past couple of years. So if you can give us an understanding on, the ways in which brands are using influencer marketing to drive brand awareness or sales on Meta platform.
So I'll give an example with, let me start with Axis Bank, for example, who had a new card. Now, typically, I mean, if you just go by a conventional credit card campaign, it will always talk about either the, complimentary benefits you get, or of course what access you have or perks you have with the card. I think they partnered with the creator here, and the creator actually brought out the lifestyle that you could live with this card. It could be, for example, skiing on the slopes of snowy mountains at one end, or to literally using this on holidays or restaurants, etc. So it was really brought alive, if I can say that. And obviously they saw a fantastic result, both in terms of incremental awareness as well as incremental sales. Similarly, Myntra wanted to let's say communicate their sale to Gen Z. So it was done in a very Gen Z way, with lots of music and dance. In terms of their sale, which was very unconventional again, otherwise you will typically just have a catalog and talk about, what discounts are you getting, etc., at the end of the sale. And the other one was Maruti again, who used a creator to actually launch a car, and the music creator actually used the sound of the car to bring alive the car. So I think businesses are actually, I would say, interspersing their conventional benefits, on their products or services with potentially an authentic voice, and someone who appeals to a very core part of the audience that they're targeting in their own voice, which brings alive, I would say, the benefits in a very different manner.
With Meta's constant updates to its algorithms, how is it affecting, content visibility for some of the businesses and brands?
See, I think, see what's happening right now is that today, if you look at the content that we see on Instagram or Facebook, more than half the content firstly is video, and more than half the, a lot of the content is not, who you follow. Because there's also AI, which is, obviously, acquired a life form of its own, while Meta has always been about AI. I think with the technological advancements that we are seeing in the world, we've also benefited a lot in terms of how the AI engine is actually sending you more content that you would like. So for example, if I follow on, let's say, only a couple of cricket celebs or Bollywood celebs, I still get a lot more videos from the other, emerging cricketers or emerging stars on the film horizon. And given that, these might be native interests, I might end up spending more time, and that's exactly what's happening. So clearly, I think given that we are proudly in the era of AI, I would say right now, we all will benefit clearly, because I think you get more curated content around what each of us as users are. Businesses will benefit, because obviously, if I'm interested in certain genres or certain products, clearly if they strike a chord, if the ad comes, it's uninterrupted then, in some sense, and you have a more immersive experience, so which obviously helps the business as well, or equally the creator for that matter, who's creating content around this.
I know creators, have raised issues around the updates to algorithms, but have businesses given you feedback on, like, why is my content not so visible? Why is the viewing gone down at all? And what has been your response to that?
No, I would say that, I think again, one is there is more and more content. I mean, entertainment is not what it used to be, right? I mean, where we literally were living on 2 television channels or, had appointment viewing. So I think we're all bombarded with content, and it's multi-genre, and it's only, the volumes are increasing every day, right? I mean, globally, for example, another stat I'll quote is over 2 trillion minutes were spent, on creator content on our platforms. Right, so I mean that's the kind of content that we are, era of content we are living in today. So I think businesses will have to creatively, like, I guess, be get more sophisticated, if I can say that, in terms of constantly trying to move the bar up and see how they can engage with their users.
And in a world where brands are so obsessed with delivering personalized messages to the consumers, how is Meta using AI to deliver those personalized ads and messages to its consumers, to the consumers of that particular brand or business is using some of your platforms? Yeah. How are you using AI to do that?
No, it's a fantastic question, and I think in some sense, again, it's a boon right now to the times we live in. I think if you go back in time, I mean, we all had to produce one asset, render it possibly into different medium, and then splash it across the country. Today, you have the advantage, firstly, of actually configuring multiple creatives within a campaign, and allowing AI to send the right creative to the right person, almost match make, let's say, creative for you, Shibani, versus me, and then actually get both of us to buy. So today, technology allows you to do that. So, you can actually create this host of creatives, embed that into your campaign, and allow the AI to almost do plan A versus plan B, figure out which creative is working better, optimize it for you, rather than us deciding, saying, I think this will work for Shivani and this will work for Arun, or, almost stereotype, all men or women into different buckets, and then, create campaigns for them. So I think in theory, the sky is the limit. You can create as many renders as possible in audio, video form, or static form, and actually allow the engine to run, in terms of, I guess that's the times we live in now.
Wonderful. Arun, as we wrap 2024 and, stepping foot into 2025, what are some of the key things that, brands, businesses and marketers should keep in mind, while advertising their products and offerings on Meta platforms, considering that the number of users getting on your platforms is only going to increase going forward?
See, one is, I think we have to find, businesses and brands have to find a way to really tell their stories in short form, because that's becoming the mainstay video platform in the country. The second is really, and not only that, the future consumer is here. So, because they are clearly not following the old habits that their parents did, or, let's say the older generation did. So how are you actually start talking to a digital first, Gen Z consumer is something I think we all need to start thinking about as businesses and brands, because they will start becoming our consumers in the next 2, 3, 4 years, right? So clearly that's two. And the third one is, there are lots of AI tools. I'd say again, just getting familiar with them would be very critical, because these are going to get more and more sophisticated. So just being there early, experimenting, continuously experimenting, learning will be of essence, so that you have a head start as a business on AI. And lastly, I think, for all those businesses, while many businesses are already, using messaging, I think that's almost in some sense our new call center. So again, how do you start embracing and becoming better at messaging, using AI chatbots, etc., to scale, engage with your consumers will be of essence as you serve, a large mass of consumers.
Arun, thank you so much. Thanks for joining us today and sharing insights with us.
Thank you so much, Shivani, for having me here. Pleasure as always.
Next year is indeed going to be exciting for all, but especially for us, as the world of creativity, innovation and leadership will converge in March 2025 as the Storyboard 18 Global Pioneers Summit takes center stage. Hosted by Network 18, this event will celebrate the transformative power of creativity, exploring how it can drive meaningful change, solve real-world challenges, and inspire bold vision for the future. At the heart of this inaugural edition are speakers like Devika Bulchandani, the global CEO of Ogilvy, who will spotlight the immense potential of creativity to shape industries. Adding to the star-studded lineup is Sir Martin Sorrell, founder and executive chairman of S4 Capital PLC, whose legacy is legendary. Whether you are a visionary entrepreneur, a marketing maven, or a creative trailblazer, the summit promises to leave you with actionable ideas and a renewed sense of purpose. So stay tuned in for more updates. With that, it's a wrap on the show. Goodbye.